This is where Lagos meets London, where Peckham boys chilling in Sapa London. As Muritala Mohammed, Heathrow is where London Bridge links Third Milan Bridge via Coast. This is where Lagos meets London.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of Lagos Meets London. It's still your boy OJ. If you don't know, get to know. As always, Ades yet?
No. It's a day.
Or wherever.
A day.
Well, like today, the girls are not here. They're busy with work. I know you guys will miss them. We're sorry, but we just have to get on with it. The show must go on. Today, we've got an entrepreneur with us, as you can see on the table. Also, this product and Instagram, they go hand in hand. You see everywhere on Instagram. Yeah. I was like, you see everywhere on Instagram, they go hand in hand. So we have got Aaron Wallace, skincare air expert for black men. Yeah. Is that a niche? Should I do it properly?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Then welcome, Aaron. Welcome to the couch of LagosMeetsLondon. London. It's nice to have you here, my bro.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm glad it's very warm as well, Sam.
Is it? Yeah, the studio is nice and warm. Shout out OSR Studios.
Shout out OSR.
Before we get into it, guys, please, if you're enjoying our conversations, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You can ask questions.
Join the conversation. Share.
We're also available on streaming platforms, audio streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Yeah, Aaron, we're gonna get into it now. I was always going to ask there's one question that I've always been curious about when it comes to hair growth, like hair maintenance, the texture. Obviously, you've done quite a lot of research before you were able to come up with the product range and everything. How much? Just be honest with me. How much does the weather in your formative years you grew up in, how much does it have an effect on the kind of hair you actually end up with as an adult?
It will have an effect, but it's your hair is primarily how you maintain it. There's an element that is genetic, there's an element that is like environmental, and then there's an element of how you maintain it. So I think that the more exposure, so one thing I've noticed is guys that go bald early or start to recede early, often I've noticed that they wear hats a lot of the time. Like they always wear, like a lot of the people that I've known that have always worn hats, it will start to make them recede earlier.
So this is, sorry to call you short.
Sunlight.
This is because, when you say they wear hats, is it before the hairline starts receding?
Yeah, before.
So that's before, okay.
Yeah. So you need to remember that your scalp is part of your skin. Like you need, like the same way if you don't get sunlight on your skin, it will have a negative effect on your skin. It's the same with your scalp. So if you're not allowing your scalp to breathe and you're not allowing the sunlight to get to your scalp, it will induce these conditions to come faster.
Oh, because I used to think that I don't know how true this is, but depending on the location you live in, like the for example, like Dubai, because of the texture of the water, like it's so clean.
Yeah.
Does it really have an effect on that as well?
I mean, it's not, like I said, there's three different parts to it. So part of it is how you take care of your hair and how you maintain it, and part of it is your genetics. So those things can override it. But yeah, like if you live in an area where you've got really hard water, that's not good. That can be damaging to the hair. And yeah, obviously, like I said, if you're in a environment where you have lots of sunlight, it can really help the hair to flourish. That's why a lot of the times we see people in the Caribbean, and they looks like they just wake up like just naturally.
Exactly. I can relate now.
Yeah, the conditions definitely has an effect on it, and us being here in the UK, not getting as much sunlight. On our skin and our hair, it absolutely has an effect. But
does make sense, because for me, personally, I used to have the idea of because we grew up in Lagos, the weather's very, very harsh. There's a lot of sun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been to the Caribbean. I don't know how the sun is, if it makes sense. Like there's sometimes the kind of in Lagos is scorching, like it's just very uncomfortable. I used to feel like that's why I have dry hair.
Yeah.
But then coming to what you just said, like the sun also helps, but you have to use the right product to be able to balance everything out to make you have nice hair.
Yeah, your routine and how you maintain it, like, absolutely has an effect. Your routine is probably the most important thing.
Okay. So for some of us that like use hot water on our hair, does that have any effect on it?
I wouldn't recommend scalding water. I would always recommend just warm water.
Okay.
You don't want it too cold. You don't want it too hot, because either can damage it. You have like, just think of your hair as like a plant, and treat it like that. So even like things like,
Aaron, can you recycle that for us? That's a bar. Say it again. Say it again. You have to. I'm learning. Like, bro, that's if I've been treating my hair like a plant, because I have like roses and flowers. I take care of them, nurture them. Yeah. I make sure the water's not too hot when I'm filling the vase and everything. But if I applied that to my hair, I feel like I would have had better hair. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So Aaron, which one? Yeah, that one.
Treat your hair like a plant. Take care of your hair. Give it the same conditions that you would when you're combing your hair. For example, a lot of the time we just comb. Just brush it. That all of these small things have a negative effect on your hair. So if you're, say for example, if you've got really coarse hair, or just in general, if your hair is dry and you're just combing through it, what you're actually doing, because Afro hair is so coily, you're just pulling the comb, you're just tugging it through your hair. You're actually breaking so much of the follicles. You're just pulling it through the strands of hair. So with our products, of course, one of the main ingredients is the hair and beard moisturizer, which softens the hair, so that when you're combing through it, you're not yanking through, you're not breaking the strands as you're pulling through.
So, in terms of genetics, how much of a role would you say it actually plays? Let's just be honest. I know obviously you've done your research. Be honest with us about that.
It definitely plays a role, but it is a science, but there's not like a specific science to say, oh, if your mum's got long hair, then you're gonna have long hair. But it definitely plays a factor. It's definitely a factor.
Would you say, if we're going to put it on a scale, would you say there's a 100% scale? How much does your genetic influence the kind of hair that you have as an adult, and how much does grooming and using the right products?
I would say that it's probably 50% genetics, 25% product, and 25% routine.
Your routine matters.
So routine.
But bear in mind, even with genetics, it's not an exact science, like I said. So I was always one of those people where I never grew hair here. Yeah, so I never knew that I could grow a full beard.
I saw your Choba pictures. I saw them. I was like, how come? How did that happen?
I didn't want to break that up, but
I saw it. Yeah. And just in that context, before I started using the beard moisturizer, when I came to this country, before then I had like a strand. No, it's not a strand, just one line. It was like a very awkward line. If that makes it's not even up. It's just like, what is this? Like, it's better to just take it off. But I just feel like my facial structure, because I've had that hair for a long time. But now you can see there's wheat in what I've got now. And it's and that's consistent using of this for years, since when I found it. Honestly, the beard moisturizer has been
and like
life changing.
It's like nurturing a plant, because I was the same. So I never grew hair down the sides, and it was just patience and just letting it grow, having those conversations with your barber as well to say, look, there's nothing there now, but don't cut it off.
Just leave it. Just walk around it.
Just imagine there's something there. Just imagine it's there and shape it as if it was there. So, because what's happening, if there's like, you've got that you're in the fuzz stage, like you're just trying to grow it out. Your barber's more than likely naturally going to just clean it up and make it neat, and then you're never going to get past that stage. So it's having that communication with your barber as well.
Matters a lot.
And then the routine to just like consistently, it's like I said, like growing a plant. It's like going to the gym and you're trying to like get those gains. Like, just apply that same kind of mentality to like growing to whatever style that you're trying to do with your hair as well.
Nice intro. We'll just speak about the products quickly. So by Aaron, I don't know. Yeah, what exactly is the name? Is it Aaron Wallace or by Aaron Wallace? What is the brand name? The brand name is just Aaron Wallace.
Aaron Wallace.
So Aaron Wallace skincare, hair and skincare products for men. I personally thought, if you're like me and you've just moved to this country in your adult years and you're looking for a product, first start with the beard moisturizer. That is very important.
That's from your own recommendation.
From my own recommendations. Yeah. Don't just go to the oil. If you just use the oil on, it will still make you feel dry, your hair or your bed. But start with the moisturizer. When you've incorporated the moisturizer into your routine, then start incorporating the oil. And you would definitely see growth, 100%. That I know. I don't know how voluptuous you get to. Yeah. But if you use the beard moisturizer, I'm 100% sure you definitely see a change.
So talking about the oil, OJ, just a quick one. So like you can also the oil product if you can just raise it up. But one thing I've come to actually realize about your particular brand is. I can't say I haven't tried other ones because obviously, I don't have much, but because I never used to have. But one thing I knew like then was they were very, very like oily, like the base was very tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's this uniqueness about this particular one. It's very light. Yeah. It's so nice. Like once you apply, you don't have to be worried about, everyone just think I just had plantain. No.
And another thing is the smell.
Bro.
The smell is perfect. It's balanced. Mm-hmm. It's not overpowering any other thing you have to wear.
It's just subtle, like very...
Yeah. I love...
And I'm not just saying because but the fact that like you can actually know the difference when you use the product.
Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, do you want to? But I wouldn't. I just want to. I haven't used the face like the product's face because obviously I haven't. I don't have time. I wouldn't lie because, like you said, routine is important.
Routine
so, do you want to talk us through the face products?
So essentially, my background is as a barber. In the barber shop, we always done hair and skincare in my barber shop anyway. Yeah. So we started with the hair care range, and now we've recently launched the skincare range. The skincare range is primarily for two purposes. So one, it's for men who shave. So not everyone wants to grow a beard. There are some men that like prefer to shave, or they're bald, or they just like to kind of like do their own lineups in between haircuts. So the clear shave gel. In fact, I'll walk you through the whole system. Yeah. So essentially, we've got the which one's this? So we started with the exfoliator. Mm-hmm. You see the before you do a shave. Or just in general, you want to clear all of the debris off the skin. So we've got coconut shell, jojoba beads, and salicylic acid, which is a natural acid, to kind of cleanse all of the pores, preps the skin, cleans the skin. And then we have, once you've cleansed the skin, that's when you're ready to do your shave. Like I said, it's a clear shave gel so that if you wanted to kind of do like intricate like lineups, you can because shave gels that are made for Europeans, often you get like the really foamy ones. Yeah. And the reason why you got the foamy ones is because they just foam it up and then they just take off the whole beard. The whole thing, yeah. With black men, most black men prefer to see where they're outlining because they don't want to take it all off. They want to just line it up and get it sharp. Mm-hmm. And two, with the foam, it can often lead to ingrown hairs. So what the foam does is it pulls all of the hairs to the surface, all of the fine hairs to the surface, opens up all of the pores. When you then do that and then go over it with the blade, when the pores, you're basically cutting very close to the skin. I'm going on a tangent now. But with black men, and which is another reason for the skincare range, we're very, very prone to ingrown hairs. Yeah. Because our hair is so coily, it's very, very, it curls back on itself very easily. So when you cut with a razor, we have to be very, very careful when we're shaving with a razor. So when you see like Wilkinson, so I shouldn't name any brands, but the brands that have like multi-blades on the razor, for black men, that should be a no-no. We should really be avoiding anything.
Do you know, I knew from speaking quickly, I knew like their products is 100% not for us, because I used to, when I came into this country and I used to want to wash my hair, I just used to buy any shampoo. I wouldn't name names. Yeah. Just buy any shampoo off of like in the store. And then I noticed just washing my, it's just taking a lot of air off. It's very, after that, my hair is very dry, like really dry. It's not healthy for your hair. It's not healthy for my hair at all. Like whatever research they've done to formulate that product, it has nothing to do with black people, black people's hair. That's what put me on the journey to say I need to look for something that actually works for my hair.
But I'll touch on that point. But So with the shaving, like I said, when you use the razor, you're basically cutting the hair very, very slightly below the surface of the skin, which means that when the new hair is growing back, it's very soft. It's a baby new grown hair that's growing back, and 2, afro hair is very coily. So once you've shaved and then the skin heals itself, that very soft hair is going to curl back in on itself. So that's why black men, we're very, very prone to ingrown hairs. So again, the exfoliator clears the skin of all of that debris, all of that clogged pores to avoid that. Clear shave gel so you can see where you're shaving. And then the moisturizer is just a daily moisturizer. So I don't shave, but I use the daily moisturizer every day because it's just, it wakes you up. It's invigorating. It's, again, it's not oily or greasy. So I didn't want to have that kind of, like when you use like coconut oil.
Coconut oil is too much.
It's too heavy.
Much.
You want something that just sits in the skin, not like something that's
something that absorbs into the skin. Just makes the skin more healthy.
Exactly. Like the greasy ones.
So just those 3 from the facial range. It's just those 3,
so
right?
Just these 3 from the facial.
And then the big boys, everyone knows them. That's the
and if you don't know, get to know.
Have to know. The bed products for black men and the the oil.
Yeah. So with the hair products, I won't take up too much time.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Advertising the product.
No, it's all right. We need to speak about the products. Yeah,
exactly. So
basically, when we developed the products, we said, okay, what are we trying to solve? Like most men, you want to grow a fuller, healthier beard, but more importantly, you want to have healthy afro hair. Yeah. So before you can even think about growing my beard, your hair needs to be healthy to begin with. So we kind of wrote healthy afro hair. Put that in a circle, said, okay, this is what the goal that we're trying to achieve. So with the shampoo, like you said, a lot of the products out there, they contain sulfates. Sulfates is what makes it lather. And sometimes when you have too much lather, it's actually over cleansing the hair to the point where it's stripping all of the natural oils as well. So what you want to have is a natural shampoo that can cleanse the hair but doesn't strip the hair. So we went with a natural shampoo. Conditioner. Is this the conditioner? Conditioner. People always ask, what is a conditioner? Conditioner does exactly what it says on the tin. So it improves the condition of the hair.
Yeah. But I know it's the same thing from where we grew up. Yeah. For us, growing up, we never used to teach us like condition your hair. We used to feel like conditioner was only for women. Yeah. That's what we used to.
It's the same. Growing up.
Is it the same? Is it the same?
Yeah. Growing up, like I never knew about. I never knew what a conditioner was for.
Exactly. We knew what shampoo was.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've seen like my mum and women around use it, but I've never actually.
It was just enough. Too much.
But I found that, so now with a lot of men that are trying, what I've noticed as a barber or previously as a barber, most men are trying, they're like, the beard is like their gateway drug into learning and being more conscious of their hair and their skin and their beard. So they say, okay, I want to grow a fuller beard. How do I do that? And that's when you start to have the conversation of, okay, most men go straight for the beard oil, but the beard oil is actually the last step. Really, if your hair is damaged or dry or brittle or hasn't been taken care of, there's actually no point using the beard oil. Like you're not going to get the most effectiveness of the beard oil.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you've cleansed it properly without stripping it. The conditioner basically improves the strand of the hair. So your hair, the analogy I always use is like if you imagine like a rope. So you know, like those big coiled ropes that they use to like tie ships. If you imagine one of those ropes, and then you drag that rope along the gravel on the ground, the outer layers of the rope will start to fray from the core of the rope. What the conditioner does is it smooths the strand back down, so you've got a healthy strand of hair. So if your hair is breaking and you've got all of these strands coming out, what's happening is that you'll put the moisture in or you put the oil in and it's just going to evaporate straight back out. So you want to have a healthy strand of hair so that it's actually retaining the moisture that you're putting in.
Okay.
And then after you've done that, you've got the moisturizer, which like I said earlier, adds that moisture to the hair. makes the hair more manageable when you're combing it, and means that you're not breaking through it. Afro hair as well needs a lot of moisture. Especially in the UK. You'll notice that your hair just gets dry really quickly. And so once you've done those steps, then the final step would be the beard oil, and that's what's adding all of the nutrients and the good stuff to the hair, and the shine and whatnot. And so basically, because these first 3 products are all water-based, the water-based products are adding the hydration into the hair. Then the oil acts as a sealant to keep the moisture in the hair for longer. Otherwise, well, like I said, it just keeps it in there for longer.
No, I hear that.
Yeah, and I'll just say how I found this product, because it just, I was in Lucian, was just going to the shops, like just to see, because I noticed the beard oil isn't working. But it's just like, I need something that's water-based, that I need to like, there's a feeling when you use a moisturizer, then you know, okay, yes, the beard, like my beard is soft now, then I can put something like to cement it. So I was looking for a moisturizer. So I went into a shop in Lewisham, and it was like a very small shop. They're just dealing like hair products, natural hair products only. And then I saw the bottle like that, but I was like, oh, moisturizer. So I need to try this regardless. And then another thing that's kept me as a customer for a long time is the price range, the pricing. I believe the pricing, you guys have gotten the pricing very, you've made it so
reasonable.
Easy. Reasonable, very reasonable. And I'm not talking about reasonable for the amount you're getting, for the amount of quantity that is in the bottle you're getting. Because I remember I used a moisturizer previously. It was priced, but I don't mind the price, but it was just like a very small bottle. I need something for longer so I can be able to like actually gauge if this is actually working for me.
You know what? That's good to hear, because I mean, like, we have had feedback before in the past where people have said, "Oh, it's too expensive and whatnot." And I felt that for us, like, we're not trying to deliberately make our products expensive, but we want to make products that actually work. We want to have products that are actually say, like, this is a good quality product. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going out, if you got an interview, like if you've got some kind of event and you're like, you know what, I need to be on point today. This is the product that you pick up. So it's difficult to make a product and have the amount of active ingredients, like natural active ingredients in that product, and then still charge £3 for it. Like,
exactly.
Do you know what happens if it's overpriced? Then say I start my journey and I buy the first bottle and it's overpriced. I wouldn't necessarily be just to go for the second bottle to actually see if there's progress. I'm just gonna end my journey after the first bottle to say I've tried the first month, it's not working. But if it's reasonably priced like yours, because I've been using it for, I remember it was 2020. That's when I found my first bottle, and I've been using it ever since then.
Almost 3 years now.
Ever since then. And then when the oil came out, then I incorporated the oil too. I incorporated the oil.
But just to get it straight to everyone, like, that's trying to like groom the beards and all of that, for people like me that don't really even have, you know,
it's coming. You need to start.
It's coming, but like, you've heard it from the horse's mouth, like, directly. There are steps to these things, there are routines to these things, and like, it's very important that you actually follow these steps. And like, what you could explain, like you said, first of all, make sure it's clean. And that's why we have the shampoo product, the natural one. Wash it up clean, Then the next phase is what? Moisturizing it. Once you keep it moisturized, and then the last stage, you put the oil on it, and then just relax.
Just let the magic happen.
Let the magic happen.
And have patience. I think your hair grows. It's under 1 centimeter a month. Like, your hair grows quite slowly in general, and then your hair has cycles where it has a growth cycle, and then it has a shedding cycle. So you have to factor these things into play, that you're trying to get your hair and your body to behave in a way that it hasn't before. So it takes that consistent routine. Brushing it is very good. Like, just. Even if the hair is very, very fine and hasn't really grown yet, brushing
just keep brushing it,
because brushing it is stimulating the follicles as well.
Okay.
It just takes us back to the analogy that you said: treat your hair like a plant, like a flower. If you nurture it 100%, it will grow. So how much research went into the I know the skin is still more recent. How much research went into the beard and the hair products?
Like how far did you have to go?
We've done quite a lot. So basically we started from the barbershop.
Shout out Lena. We're so sorry. We've had a very busy week.
Shout out.
A busy 2 weeks, and we just forgot a very important part of the jigsaw. We're so sorry, but like I said, we're gonna do an episode with the girls.
Yeah. So you're gonna hear from us soon. Yeah. We're catching up with you.
Lena is my co-founder, so she's been part of the journey, like literally.
Yeah, we saw your Instagram post. It's like, wow, these people go way back.
Yeah, like way back, really. Yeah.
Even before we launched the business, so she was there, and we used to run a different business together. This is going way back.
Oh, there.
But yeah, what was the question?
How much research went into it?
How much research did you put into it?
What was I saying? Yeah, so we had the barbershop. I had a barbershop in Southeast London. And so when we originally launched, we launched with a product range that we kind of felt was quite strong. And then once we was able to get some investment, we was able to say, okay, now let's get like really intricate in what we want to build here.
Yeah.
So that's when we was able to kind of say, okay, I've done a lot of research on, like I said, we wrote healthy Afro hair and circled it. And we said, what are the hero ingredients that create healthy Afro hair? So that's where we started. And we was researching loads of different ingredients. And the two ingredients that really stood out to me was black seed oil and mango butter. Black seed oil is one of those ingredients that's like, it's almost like mythical in nature. It's been written about by the ancient Egyptians. It's been written about by the ancient Greeks. Black seed oil has been used medicinally. It's been used on the skin for skin ailments. It's mentioned in the Quran. Like, it's one of those ingredients where literally if you Google black seed oil benefits, you'll see so many benefits of black seed oil. Mm-hmm. And one of the benefits of when it comes to hair is that it's highly emollient, which means it's able to kind of seep into the hair and penetrate deep into the hair. So I thought with Afro hair is very coarse and coily. So you need something that's going to be able to really penetrate into the hair and the follicles in order for it to really work. So that was the first key ingredient that we decided on. The other one was mango butter. Mango butter we didn't want to use like the usual shea butter that's been used, even though shea butter is good as well. We wanted to kind of find something else that's as good or better. And mango butter is highly lipid, so it's able to keep, once you put the moisture in, it keeps the moisture in for longer. So we've got a product that puts the moisture in and allows it to penetrate deep, and another product that keeps that moisture in the hair for a longer period of time. So those, we're like, okay, so these are our key ingredients. We've got all of the other good stuff in there as well, like coconut oil and all of the other stuff that you find in most products. But those were the two ingredients that we said, these are like, we want to have the highest concentration of these two ingredients. And then from that, it was literally working with our manufacturers, or finding a manufacturer that would work with a small company like us.
Yeah.
And that was able to provide smaller minimum order quantities that we could actually get the ball rolling. And then, it was literally just working with our manufacturers. They would send the samples, we would send them back, or we'd go to the lab and we'd test it. And I was basically the guinea pig to start with. Mm-hmm. So
bless you.
I was like, I know how I want my beard to look. I know I'm a black man myself. And that's obviously like one of the key benefits of what we're doing. Like, I am a black man. I want products that I would use myself. Like, I know exactly how I want my beard to look, how I want my hair to feel. So I was the first guinea pig. And once I got it to a point where I'm like, this is proper. This is proper. This is proper tea. This is what I'm trying to do. Okay, cool. Then we kind of started to do focus groups with other black men. And we're like, okay, we done focus groups with other black men. What are you looking for? What products are you using at the moment? How do you feel about these products? How these products work for you? And then we had other ambassadors as well that we worked with. So we sent the products out to get feedback externally. And then we take that feedback, add it to my feedback, and then
created the formula that we have now. Brilliant.
So I know Lena's, though, you just correct me if I'm wrong, she's the brain behind your marketing campaign.
Yes.
How how has it been for you going from a direct to consumer product to now being stocked in like Sainsbury's, on ASOS, and what's the Fifth Sacks? The same one. That's the one in America, right?
Yeah,
if I'm very correct. The Fifth Sacks actually. So how was the transition like going from DTC to for the product?
And having product all over the world, because like you guys have presence all over the world.
Yeah, it's
it
was a big learning curve. Say that. This to be fair, the whole journey's been one consistent learning curve. Like my background was as a barber. The transition from barbering to product side of things, learning how, like, I knew kind of an idea of what I wanted, but kind of learning the intricacies of how it all works was a learning curve.
If I can cut you short a bit there, so sorry, but like, what inspired you going from being a barber to having the product? Like, something must have triggered you transitioning
it was basically speaking to my customers, like speaking to black men, like when you're a barber, you're like, I always say, like, you're part hair doctor, you're part financial advisor,
even
part
family,
you're part relationship guru. You know what I mean? Like, you wear all of these different hats as a barber. But men would always say, look, bro, like, I'm trying to get my beard to grow, or like, my hair's receding, or whatnot. They'll always come to me with the issues that they're having with their hair and their skin. And I would have the conversations with them about, okay, your hair's quite dry, or your hair's this, or your hair's that. And after the conversation, it was always like, okay, so where do I go to get the product? Like, well, do you know what I mean? I know what I need to do.
What do I get then?
Where do I go? Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm their barber. Really, I should be offering them product.
Exactly.
To say, use this. Use this, and you'll see result. Yeah.
This will help you.
Yeah.
And I felt that. So when I originally started my barbershop, one of the main reasons why I started it in the first place was that at the time, this is a couple of years ago, things are a lot better now. That I think they are anyway.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was fed up with the barbershops that I was going to, and I was fed up with the service that I was getting at the barbershops. Like, I just felt like,
right,
like the barber's taking a phone call, like half
it's very different now. Now you book. Now it's mostly booking.
No, but it depends on even where you go, bro.
I mean, if you want the proper team,
we see some of them that still do it.
You have to book
now, this is what I say. Now things are much better.
Yeah,
like, but you've got bookings systems and all the rest of it. But then when I started, there was none of that. then it was.
I can remember when I was growing up to Lagos in Nigeria. It's but the day you go to cut your hair is Saturdays, and literally you're gonna spend the whole day there.
Everyone is there.
You're gonna spend the whole day there, like the whole day. You don't know what time you're going home.
Especially when one conversation is leading to another between your barber and the people that are just sitting there and chilling, and you can't even tell him, please, can you just focus on my hair?
How can you gonna say that as a child?
And then the barber will just disappear for 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's gone to watch football, bro. It's gone to watch football.
Looking at each other like, did he just...
My barber, literally, my barber used to be a Liverpool fan growing up. If they were playing on Saturday, you have to catch him. Just make sure it's not in between the game. If not, if it's in between the game, just know he's gonna disappear for like half an hour, and everyone's just like, "Where's this guy?"
Yeah. Or he'll come back with chicken or porridge.
Or just say, "I'm
no one knows where he's went." But yeah. So basically, at the time, I was fed up with it, and I'm like, no, I want to have a barbershop where we have a booking system, where you have an appointment, you come for your appointment, you get your hair cut. After your haircut, you can do a shave, a hot towel shave if you want to.
Yeah.
I had a therapist that worked upstairs. You could do a massage if you want to get a massage. I wanted to have a full service.
360.
Yeah, and I always looked at salons like Tony and Guy, and I'm like, I want to have a black version of Tony and Guy.
That's proper.
I want to be that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was another reason why when I'm finishing the haircuts and I'm having these conversations and they're saying, okay, where do I go? I'm like, why am I not offering these products myself? And a conversation that I often have with barbers when we do work with a lot of barbershops is that in these salons like Tony and Guy and Rush and all of these salons, they will always be what they call retail. Yeah. Retail is basically like a product shelf. So you'll always, if you go to the shop, you'll always see a shelf of products. So that when they finish their cut or their service, they're able to upsell you on the products so that you're able to maintain the style at home until your next appointment.
Yes.
That retail section makes up around 30% of their overall revenue.
Yeah.
So a conversation that I often have with barbers is that by us not having this retail section in our barbershops, we're missing out on so much potential opportunity. Because when I'm having these conversations with men, men shop differently to women.
Yeah,
so with men, a man might say, "Oh yeah, my beard's." Like, I've even had this before, where like I've been cutting someone's hair, and I'll say, "Oh, bro, like your hair's quite dry, you know." And often they'll be like, "Yeah, I just got dry hair." Like men, it's like we just think, "Oh, my hair's just dry. That's just how it is," kind of thing. Whereas women will be like, "My hair's dry. Let me go grab a conditioner. Let me go grab it."
Like
but
this.
That's because women are more educated. They know that these things are out there, so they're able to say, "Oh, I want to." Do you know what I mean? Go and grab this product. Whereas with men, it's like, yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But when you say to a guy, "Well, you know, if you want to make it softer, here, try this."
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh, great.
Yeah, let me have that.
True.
Yeah, give me that. Yeah, give me that. Yeah, 100% straight away.
A lot of guys love recommendations.
Straight away.
Yeah.
So that's and
How many times have I spoken to my brother and said, "Look at my airline, man. I've never had an airline since I was a child. Like, what can I do?" It'd just be like, from his response, you would know like he hasn't got a solution for you. Everything he's just saying it to. Let's just move on to the next topic, kind of thing. Let me give him an answer so we can go on to the next topic, if it makes sense.
one advice tip that I give to guys that find that they're receding or they want their hairline stronger. How often do you get a shape up?
Once a month.
Once a month?
Yeah, I reduce it to once a month because obviously, like the front is already like it's going in.
Yeah,
Good,
so
good,
it's
good,
gone.
because that's what I would recommend. Because a lot of the guys that I have, a lot of the
It's
guys,
gone.
yeah,
And
a lot of the guys that will come to the shop, they'll be like, "Oh, like my hairline's starting to go rare." But I'm like, "Bro, like you come and get a shape up once a week. Like you gotta stretch it out a little bit. Like, do it once a month because you gotta remember when you're getting a shape up, in order to get it sharp, you have to touch this hairline. You have to tap into it. Another thing is that a lot of barbers spray the alcohol afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm very against that.
So how about on the chin though, just for bumps?
Well, this is the thing. So really, barbers should be spraying their equipment. Yeah. So you should be disinfecting your equipment.
Yeah.
You should be sterilizing your equipment so that the equipment that you're using is
Shouldn't allow. Shouldn't. Yeah.
So you shouldn't really be spraying the skin with alcohol. That comes from it's one of those practices that comes from way back.
Oh yeah, like the traditional way of
The gun.
Yeah.
yeah.
What you're actually doing is once you've shaped it up with a very fine blade, or you've even used a cutthroat razor, your skin is effectively an open wound. Like
Yes,
you've
it's
cut
very
it.
sensitive.
Then you're
Yeah.
spraying alcohol on top of it.
Yeah.
You're damaging the follicles there. So that's gonna aid. That's not gonna help your hair. Especially if it's already starting to thin. That's gonna just add to it. And it's not really necessary if the equipment's
Sterilized already.
So there's some, not necessarily the disinfectant that is like the spray, the alcohol. There's like a balm. Is that, would you say that it's just like a balm, or as long as it's the same? Oh, okay, it's the ingredient.
It's the alcohol that you want to avoid.
Okay.
The alcohol is
Normal alcohol.
Yeah, the alcohol is very dehydrating to the skin and damaging to the follicles. So it's basically you want to avoid alcohol.
Okay. So like when after you got your formulas and like you had other like people to like give you feedbacks on the product, did you involve other stakeholders, or like did you go into any partnership to actually help you guys grow better?
So after we launched from the barbershop, like the original brand, for people that remember, was called Shear and Shine, because the barbershop was called Shear and Shine.
Yes.
So when we originally launched, it was called Shear and Shine.
Okay.
And so we had the original website up and running that I built on WordPress.
Really?
Yeah.
The original website for the products.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the original Shear and Shine website, it was built on WordPress.
Really?
And but that was to allow us to kind of get the idea out there, start proof of concept, start making some sales, and then we got our first investor on board. and they was able to kind of help us to redevelop the formulations again from scratch, be able to pick exactly what we want to go in there, the branding, like the bottles and really.
So in terms of, you said you got an investor on board, so this isn't, is it like, did they put, I'm not asking for a figure or anything, did they put money into it, or it's just like a company that, is it the money they put into it that enabled you guys now come back to the drawing board to say?
Yeah, so it's both. So we got two. So the first one that came on board was basically, she came on what we call sweat equity. So sweat equity is basically, I'm not going to put no money in, but what I'm putting in is my knowledge or is a skill set that
makes
I have.
sense.
So like I said, I built the first website on WordPress.
Yeah.
But when we was rebranding and reformulating, we wanted to have a proper, really nice website.
Yeah, your website now is obviously it's very easy to navigate. It's one
seamless.
It's very seamless.
It's one of customer friendly.
Yeah. It's like, if I'm going there to get my products, it's 5 minutes, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't need
which it should naturally be.
And that's what we like. That's one of the things we're always like, how do we optimize it to make it just simple? Because I'm slightly making it, because I know how I think, I know how I shop, so I know how most of my other men shop as well. Like I speak to men all the time, so I'm like, we don't want to mess around with.
No,
you know what I mean?
We want to go straight to the point.
Straight to the point. When men shop, it's like if you go out to Bromley or Lewisham or wherever you go, it's like you've got in your mind what you want.
Exactly.
You go to where you want to go, you pick it up, you look at it, like, okay, cool. And then you might see something on the way back, but you know, that's just how it ends up. So we try and make it as seamless as it is.
Yeah. Now that's really good.
So you were answering the question in between about, you said there's a sweat equity.
So sweat equity is basically, so if you're, say for example, if you're a web developer, you might say, okay, I will build you a website, and rather than me putting cash into the business, I'll build you a website which might be worth 10k or whatever. So that's my equity that I'm putting in.
Yeah.
So the first investor was equity, and then the second investor we had put in money,
actual money
was able to kind of do the.
So for someone because one feedback that we had was, when they say we're merging both worlds, Lagos and London, we tend to talk from our perspective, but from your perspective, growing up being someone that's grew up in London and then and as an entrepreneur. So how do you say, for example, when it comes to the business side, at that stage of your business for you, how were you able to decide to say, okay, this person's coming on as a sweat equity, this person is giving us money? How were you able to decide to say, okay, when we start making money, this is the percentage you're getting, and this is like, how were you able to come up with that?
I mean, that's a good question. It's not like there's a set rule book, you know? It's not like a set formula, but we kind of looked at it as, what is the value that this person's adding? Like, does this person have a skill set that neither me nor Lena have? Like, are they, because if someone's coming in and they're saying, okay, I can help you with your marketing, okay, but that's what Lena covers. Or I can help you with the product development, well, that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So we think, okay,
something unique.
Yeah, so this person's coming on, she's basically said, I can help you with the strategic planning of it, the financial planning of it, like things that you do on the back end. Like,
definitely.
I can help you with like the blueprints of how to kind of get those things under.
What would you, at the back end, what would you say, is there anyone or any company that's actually key to everything you guys do at the back end? Well, if you were to mention one,
I wouldn't say that.
One factor.
No, because like the back end at the moment, like I manage like most of the like KPIs and the tracking and all of that kind of stuff, which eventually I want to transition away from. But at the moment, it's primarily like myself and Lena that are running the majority, and then we've got a very, very small team that help us. That like we've got a small team that helps us with like the logistics stuff, like we're in like the retailers and stuff, and then we've got someone that helps us with our marketing and a couple other bits and bobs. But for the most part, it's primarily me and Lena that's
doing most of it.
That's running the ship.
Yeah. So like, I know definitely being an entrepreneur and a business owner, there would be some challenges.
Yeah.
Definitely, there would be some challenges and all of that. So from your experience, the challenges you've had over the years and how you can actually advise people that actually or the entrepreneurs we have right now in the industry, like ourselves as well. We're entrepreneurs.
It's very, and this market right now, I don't know, compared to like 3 years ago, it's very competitive. That's why I know there's been a lot of products that are coming on now.
It's evolved over time now.
It was like maybe 3 years ago people started doing research, and now the market is saturated. A lot of products like that. For black people that are catering to that niche.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of brands are starting to kind of, a lot of the ones that were focused on women are starting to be like, okay, let's have something.
We need to branch out.
Challenges. Do you know what's funny? Is that literally like anyone that's run a business knows that like it's very challenging. Like setting up a business, running a business is probably going to be the most difficult challenge you've given yourself like in your life. It's always going to be difficult. Every day there's gonna be like fires to put out, things going wrong. That's literally the nature of it. I would say like, so whenever people say, "Oh, what's the biggest challenge you had?" my mind always goes blank because I don't know.
A series of them.
There's so many.
It's just like, have you seen that meme where like everywhere's burning and then the guy is just trying to think of what to save. Like, what am I saying? If he puts out this fire, another one pops on.
And do you know what it's like? It's like, you know, when someone says, "What did you have for lunch yesterday?" And it's like, I know I had lunch yesterday. What did I have?
What did I have?
What did I have? I would say what usually comes to mind as the biggest challenge is probably like dealing with the larger retailers. That has definitely been a challenge, because when you start to go into the larger retailer, so when you're selling directly on the website, things are a bit more simple because someone comes to the website, they purchase a product, you get paid, and next customer comes, you get paid.
So then when you were doing it then like that, how did you used to fulfill all the orders? Is it like one person orders, you just take it to the post office, or?
In the beginning, yeah, we initially, that's how we was doing it. And then when we got to a certain size, then we got a warehouse.
Okay.
So then we just ship the products to the warehouse, and then when the orders come through the website,
they just fulfill the orders.
Yeah, they just fulfill it. Okay. But yeah, so that's website is a lot simpler. When it comes to the larger retail, it starts to get tricky because you might be in, say, a Sainsbury's or whichever retailer. Sainsbury's are a very good retailer, by the way, to work with, but some are not as good. But when you're in a large retailer, they'll say, for example, okay, we want to have X amount of each product per store. So if you're in 200 stores with Sainsbury's and then they want to have X amount of each product, you have to order an amount to stock their shelves, and then you also want to have an amount in case they want to reorder from you.
Okay.
Then you have to do that times each retailer that you're in. So now you're in a place where you're ordering larger quantities of stock, but it's not as easy as someone just comes to the website, buys, purchases, and goes. Is you've now put all of this stock and you sent it to the retailer and you're waiting for them to sell through. And then you're doing that for this retailer, that retailer, and that retailer. So then it starts to become a balancing act of, okay, you don't want to over order stock because then you're going to mess yourself up. And you don't want to under order stock because you don't want to upset your retailer. So yeah, that's where it starts to get.
Can I ask something though? You can answer if you don't want to. Because I know some of them, they say they pay retailers, the retailers, they pay after 3 months. Like if they sell your products, they pay you after 3 months. Is that how it works? We say like
Is that sale on return also?
So sale or return is basically what we do with barbershops,
right?
Or what we used to do with barbershops, which is basically, look, we've got these products. We think your customers will like these products. I'm going to give you 6. If they sell, great, we split the profit. If they don't sell, then we'll take them back.
Okay.
I'm giving away a lot of secrets.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're educating a lot of
Start seeing a lot of competitors.
That's not. Just you can tone it down though.
So that's saying
today.
With to answer your question, with retailers, it's we invoice them once we deliver to them. So we'll basically they'll order, they'll say we want X amount per store, blah 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 blah. we'll deliver it to them, and then we say we invoice them then, and then they got whatever the payment terms are. Some are 30 days, some are 60 days, and
So it
some do
depends.
90 days.
So do they get a percentage?
Yeah. So
They do get a part
They
of the proof.
will
Okay.
get percentage, definitely.
Okay.
Because it's now business to business,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a B2B now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another, just to pause the conversation for a little bit. ASOS, when your orders on ASOS, ASOS fulfills them? You just ship to them and they fulfill them.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically ASOS is in Nigeria too. If you're we know we have listeners.
Yeah,
ASOS,
we have ASOS in Nigeria.
we have listeners in Lagos. If you're looking for beard product, I'm sure when I was living in Lagos, I didn't find anything, to be honest. So beard moisturizer, the cleanser, the shampoo, the conditioner, and the oil. You can order them to Lagos via ASOS. So what's the where's the? It's not a ceiling, but where do you get to and say, okay, yeah,
I think I've made it.
I think for us, and then you go like, I think because we are focused solely on black men as well, like we are not going to be as big as like Gillette or like those large ones.
Yeah.
I think, and it's even a challenge for us to be as big as Sheer Moisture, because women spend a lot more on their grooming.
Yeah.
So Sheer Moisture are huge, Cantu are huge.
Yeah, country.
But yeah, like we can be the male version of
them too.
Of them. Yeah.
It's just I feel we're in it's not a regime. We're in a space now in the world where men are catering more for themselves.
Yeah.
It's not like
looking after
they're
themselves.
looking after themselves. Because now it's not just about having. As a man, you can be a traditional man.
Routine now, we do skincare routine.
Do your skincare,
It's not just
so definitely. I feel it would definitely get to a stage where you're seeing your fellow man. Oh, he's got a nice bit. You want to tap into that.
Yeah,
like, you don't want to be.
I think that's a really good thing as well. Is that men are just taking more care.
They're taking more care.
Yeah,
and now that's another thing. That when I was first starting up with the product side of things, people would always be like, men don't care, man. Men
it's fat. Men don't.
Yeah,
men never.
That's the truth.
Honestly, I didn't used to get what I feel like. Most men, once they get a trim, they'll be like,
but
it's whatever.
But men are more, like I said, the beard thing is like a gateway into like self-care, just taking care of yourself, because you start to be like,
man, this can look nice. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can do something.
Okay,
it's just like
on my head.
It's just like having
my skin, like it's just like
it's just like having a body, and then you see, if I go to the gym, I know the potential my body can have.
Exactly.
Let me start nurturing this. You get what I'm saying?
What was funny to me was this actually like it killed me. So like I was in a small gathering of men. And like that day we're having a chat. And I'm like, oh, do you know how I use a different towel for my face and a different one for my body? And they're like,
I mean, no, literally. I swear to God, I only just learned that like, I think, was it 3 or 4 years ago? Like, you're not meant to use the same. Most men that I know, even my dad, they use the same towel for their body, for their face.
Yeah, no, you gotta have a separate.
You gotta have a separate towel.
Like, that day I was like an alien. They were like, what? You use different towel for your face? What's time for that? When you
I literally just found out.
You know what the funniest thing is? Is that men will be like, oh, what are you doing? And then they'll go home and do it.
They have to.
Exactly.
They have to.
Exactly.
They have to.
I mean, like for me growing up, a lot of the men around me, not all of them, but a lot of the men around me, like just took pride in themselves. Like, and even for me, like my mum would be like, listen, whenever you leave the house, make sure you look presentable.
Yeah.
Make sure you take care of yourself and carry yourself a certain way. So I've always kind of had that instilled in me. And then I've always seen that as well with men that look after themselves. So when people was like, oh, men don't take care of themselves, I'm like, that's I know that it's true for the majority, but I also know that it's not for everyone, and I also know that from working in a barbershop that men do actually take care of themselves. They're just not as active as going women, out of their way to find it, but they absolutely will. Like if this put in front of them.
Beautiful.
In today's world, how much of importance is put on the male appearance for you? What do you think?
I think a lot more importance now than there used to be. So you got to think like back in the day, the jobs that men had as well, or people in general, like the society that we lived in was a different society.
Sorry, than what we have now.
Industrial society in general. So a lot of the men had jobs like working on train tracks or like digging
in the farm,
construction,
construction, jobs that were dirty, hands-on jobs. So those men didn't really have time, or really they didn't care about facial moisturizers. You know what I mean? Whereas now we're a lot more office-based. We're a lot more speaking.
Public speaking and all of the customer-facing.
Customer-facing.
Yeah.
Or you're in boardrooms and meetings. Like you're face-to-face, basically. So your appearance has become more important. How you present yourself has become more important, just on a social level. And then I think that, like, obviously men are guided by women and what women, or what their mates, if that's the right term, look for, and society in general has become more visual. We're more like people are going on dates all the time. You know, people are it's just a more visual society. People are scrolling on Instagram. Like, appearance has just become more important. I think it's not necessarily about like the male appearance as in how handsome or sexy is he. I think it's partly that, but it's also how does he carry himself? How does he look after himself?
Good.
One of the key things I see women speak about a lot, and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but one of the things I see women speak about a lot is hygiene, like how a man's hygiene, like, his nails.
Oh, trust me, I know. I have 3 sisters. I know.
Exactly.
Trust me, yeah.
I noticed, growing up, when I started dating, I noticed it's not even as much as the looks. It's how clean. It's how clean you are. Like, how are your nails?
Yeah. Do you
bite your nails? Do you get a pedicure once? It's not necessarily about how like your facial structure. Like, obviously, not everyone's gonna be beautiful, and it's good looking. It's a very huge market, but it's mostly like it's not. You might not necessarily get compliments like, oh, you look good. You get, oh, you smell nice. You smell so nice. Like it's just women feel more comfortable around you if you're clean up, you're taking care of yourself nicely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So just to go into what to ask earlier about like how do you have the work-life balance? I know you'd have some hobbies and all of that, and there will be like some stress from the
girl them. Hey, the girl them sugar. Look at this guy's skin is glistening from here.
Honestly, bro, like I've been looking at his skin, man. I'm like, bro, what's going on?
The girl them sugar.
Represent the brand.
Yeah, come on.
Do you know what? Work-life balance for me is very difficult to balance. I think that I'm definitely, at this point, I'm a workaholic at this point. I don't see myself always being a workaholic. I don't see myself always working as hard as I'm working. But at the moment, I'm working very hard because I know that we have a lot of momentum. We have a lot of opportunities at the moment. We have a lot of things in the pipeline, a lot of plans that just requires a lot of my attention. And I think, and this is why I still consider myself a small business, because there's still on our roadmap, there's still so much ahead that we want to do. We're not I don't feel that we are where I don't feel like I'm at the end of the roadmap yet. I feel like I'm like just at the midpoint. So I feel like in terms of work-life balance, I'm have very little. Like it's a lot of work at the moment because I'm
just tunnel vision right now.
I'm very tunnel vision right now because I know that this is where my attention needs to be. This is where my energy and my focus needs to be for now. Like
I mean, you're already in it, and it's more or less like your baby now. You can't take it
like you said, like your child.
So like you still just have to keep nurturing. So you don't have any hobbies at all?
I mean, hobbies, like I just catch up with friends, like we'll go out, we'll get shisha. Like I'm very much into music. I love music. I actually studied music at university.
Oh wow.
So I'm very passionate about just all types of music. I listen to everything. Gaming, love gaming as well. I don't get to game as much as I used to, but
adult life.
Right?
You have to sacrifice
Adult
something.
life. The other day, someone was saying, "Oh, do you want a PS5?" I was like, "I'm never gonna play, man.
Nah, I don't even have the time, bro.
Yeah, same,
You never have the time.
Same.
Nah.
I'd rather get that little bit of sleep that I need to be able
You
to
get what I
function
mean?
than just spending on playing games."
Sometimes I look at my telly and I'm like, oh, so sorry, because it never comes on.
No.
Yeah, same. And when I do get a moment, I don't watch a lot of TV. I prefer YouTube. I just watch stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, like binge watching or something.
Because YouTube, you can kind of, you can just search exactly what you want.
Watch. Yeah.
And also in this age where there's so much out there, so you can just like streamline wherever you want to see. It's going, because I know there's a lot of marketing that's gone behind the products, just to give it the kind of level of visibility it has right now. So what Lena's role in, I know she's the marketing guru, how important has it been to balance? I know obviously to have, if you're marketing a product, it has to be good also, but how important has the marketing campaign been for the brand?
Yeah, the marketing is key. The marketing is key. So without the marketing is basically what helps you to connect. So I know that I want to create products that are for black men, that do the job, that actually are premium, high quality products. But then how do you communicate that to black men? How do you kind of build that connection with them where they're like, you know what, there's this other brand that's come out, but you know what, I actually like Aaron Wallace. Like, I like their ethos, I like what they're about. And that's where the marketing comes in. So the marketing is pivotal for building those relationships as well. So like Lena's been instrumental in kind of like, we've got a large network of brand ambassadors that we work with who love the brand, love the product.
LagosMeetsLondon, we're part of the brand ambassadors now.
LagosMeetsLondon.
Yeah, we're part of the brand ambassadors. I mean, regardless whether we are signed on or wherever, we would always preach.
No, we represent the culture, so
we always preach good stories about it.
But just like that kind of connection with black men, so that black men know that, look, we are a brand that's for you, like we're trying to make products for you.
This is our own thing.
And give us your feedback as well, because we want to optimize to make it the best for you. Like and even myself, like I want to make, I'm competitive as well, so I'm competitive and I like to look after myself. So like, I want to make sure that the products that we've got are the best products. That
the best in terms of this niche. The products are the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying that would be the target. Since you said you're also very competitive.
Yeah.
So like you've heard, join the conversation on the comment section. Share
Aaron's
your views and all of that. So yeah.
Aaron's brought us some products. I think we should do. Let's give some away. Let's not be stingy.
we have some products to give away. So we have some products to give away, guys.
So which is it? Which one? This one? Yeah, that one. We've got some products here for men, for our male listeners. So once this episode drops, the first, how many have we got? One. Wait.
So we have the cleanser, we have the moisturizer.
You got
three of each.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously one for myself.
And one for myself.
Hey, Chara, do you want one? Do you know what?
You guys keep these, and we'll do the competition. And anyone who wins the competition, we'll send them out.
Okay, as you've heard it from the horse's mouth. I remember Eid was recently. Yeah. My bottle was finishing. I was panicking. I need to be on point for Eid. Like, what's going on? I need my bed oil. I need my moisturizer. When it came, I feel like, yes. I'm on point for Eid. No problems.
Well,
is there anything you'd like to ask us, Aaron?
I want to know what your plans are for your channel. I want to know, like, so what's your, like, where do you want to take the channel?
Okay, so like I said, just mentioned briefly earlier, we want to, at the end of the day, we're not just a podcast. We do a lot of different things. We go to, say, for example, Burna Boy is in London tomorrow.
Shout out Burna Boy.
Burna Boy is one of us, is a Lagosian.
Yeah.
There's people in Lagos that are not privy to wherever it's going to be. So we're going there, behind the scenes footages, doing interviews to give people in Lagos access to that world. So we want to be the first point of contact for both worlds to say, okay, I need something done in London. Who can I reach out to that's going to give me or point me in the right direction to say this is where to go? If you're like a Nigerian in Lagos, you say, oh, let me reach out to this guy, LagosMeetsLondon. We want to do this. We want to start a business. We want to import something.
Yeah, or I'm stuck somewhere. I need an idea of something like just between both worlds.
Guide us around it. So at the end of the day, we want to be, the aim is to be a hub for that bridges the gap. So if you're in London here and you're looking to go to Lagos there's a business opportunity for you there's a job opportunity, you can always reach out to us to say, where can I, the smallest
even if it's for dirty December.
It's the smallest things to say, where can I rent a house? Like, how can I go about it?
Yeah.
Like, you're not alone. Like literally, you can reach out to us. We've lived in both worlds and we understand how both worlds
operate. Yeah.
So we want to be the point of contact to say, okay, an artist is having a show in the UK, or an artist is having a show in Lagos to say, I need a DJ, someone that can help me move the crowd, can be able to pitch. So it's just just sort of like being a bridge and making people feel like a part of a community to say.
Yeah. But I feel like we sharing our experiences as well, like a lot of people can sometimes relate to what we're talking about and use that and pick it and run with it. And like they feel, they don't feel alone. You get what I mean? So they don't feel alone.
So there's people like me, or like this, wherever it is, there's people like me out there.
There's people like me as well.
I don't need to feel shy. I don't need to put myself in a shell and just like immigrate to another part of the world and just be my shell, be by myself.
Yeah.
No, you can always do much more. But me personally, being my own personal, we were five. We bounce off of each other anyways.
Yeah.
But it was my idea. It was me when I come into this country as an adult, and I see Nigerians mostly we was the menial jobs like cleaners, being in the toilet in clubs, and I said to myself,
it was
like it's the same thing as they must have moved to this country as an adult because those are the people that are stuck in those jobs. Like, why does it have to be those that are menial jobs?
Yeah,
you can have like there's other opportunities.
You can actually look beyond the norm.
You don't need, if you have an idea like this, like a beard product or a skincare, or there's a niche, you don't need. It's not. Of course, there's a lot of work that's going to go into it, but you being an immigrant shouldn't deter you because you didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
It shouldn't deter you from starting something.
Yeah, you should not have a myopic view or be oblivious to anything.
No, I just need to be stuck in, just do the menial jobs and just pay the bills. No, you can always create.
And you should also live your life like... No matter what it means, like coming to Lagos or coming to London, you should try to leave as well.
Yeah.
So what would I
hope that answers your question.
It does. I have another one. So what would be, so for someone from the UK who's grown up in the UK, such as myself, who wanted to spend some time in Nigeria or move to Nigeria, let's just say spend some time in Nigeria. One, where would you suggest, like, other than Lagos, or maybe is Lagos, but where would you suggest is like the best place to kind of visit to if you was going to visit? And what are the things that you would say to kind of look out for?
So if you're a Londoner, if you grew up in London, I say Lagos, because Lagos is, we call Lagos small London.
Okay,
it's like a carbon copy. Yeah, it's a big city. It's not. You can get everything there. And in terms of what to look out for, I'll say we pride ourselves in our food. Our food, you should definitely explore the food. And another thing is, I say create relationships. In Lagos, we've got loads of creatives. Create relationship that I know down the line you would definitely need. You might need them. So create relationships. But in terms of like sightseeing, and there's nothing extraordinary, but our strength is in our manpower, is in the diversity of the people that you meet in Lagos. You might meet someone in Lagos
today. You would even meet someone you don't even expect that you meet in Lagos.
You might meet them today, and in the next 2 years, there might be someone in Canada, like have a business that you might need an help with somewhere in the world. But if you create that relationship with a lot of different Lagosians there, 100%.
Yeah, but another thing I would like to say to that is like, it depends on your personality.
Yeah.
Really, it depends. Like you can, for someone like me, I'm a bit in between, but I can be more of an introvert.
Yeah.
So like if I'm going to Lagos, I would not really want to be like crowd facing.
Yeah.
If I just want to keep to my own turn.
Yeah.
So there'll be some places whereby you'd like to visit and you know that, you can go to the private beach. We have some private beach in Lagos that it can just be like you and your family and friends. It's just you guys chilling, nothing. And we have some little islands you can actually go to as well. And you can explore. We have the something like the mini safari there as well.
There's some nice properties in there.
Oh yes, real estate in Lagos is one thing you'd actually want to look at. And now we have like the new refinery there. I think these are some of the things you can actually look out for, and it would actually improve your
You said the food is really good.
Oh yes.
What's the one dish that you need to try if you go?
Oh my god.
The one
What's
dish
yours?
I'll say if how would I say, if you're going to Lagos, I'll say the one dish that you have to try amala.
Amala.
Amala with either we call it swallow because you don't chew it, you take it and swallow it. So amala, egusi.
Okay.
Yeah, like the pounded yam and egusi.
I'll say amala, egusi and meat, whatever kind of meat.
Yeah, but you can actually go for goat meat.
Oh wait, no. I'll say there's one that is not either that or ofada rice. Either of the two.
That's
ofada rice.
That is very nice as well.
But the only problem with that is the stew is very spicy.
It's highly spicy.
It's
like
very
it's spicy and
it's
hot.
like sweat hot.
I'll stick to the amala.
Amala,
I think
bro.
you should try that.
Try. That's one food I'll say yes, you have to try. Don't necessarily go to the expensive restaurants. For anyone that is listening, you can
you can actually get the proper
to be honest,
thing,
it's overpriced.
It's just being overpriced.
But people just go there because they want to be bougie. It's overpriced. You can just look for a night. There's some things like it's not necessarily roadside. You see the way the chicken shops are, and imagine having that, but like food. Yes, then you can go there. It's like fast food ready. It's not. When I say fast food, it's not. They don't have them in a show glass. It's on we've got like a cooker. They have
they have the really big pot. Like
pots,
you can
and
see
then
everything you're about to eat
whilst they're making it. So it's fresh. As much as it's fast food, it's fresh. So
you should try the suya as well. The suya.
The suya.
Yeah, suya is very nice.
Suya is a kind of meat.
It's a spicy meat.
I feel like I've had suya. I've had pounded yam.
Okay.
Had jollof.
Oh, jollof.
Jollof is rinsed now.
Yeah.
So I know you did an episode with Chiso. Obviously, Chiso. I think Abraham Chiso is Nigerian. I know he's Nigerian too.
Yeah.
So do you have Nigerian friends then?
Yeah.
I got friends, Nigerian,
girls,
Ghanaian, male and female.
Hey, Nigerian women,
they're LinkedIn still.
UK women or Nigerian women.
I mean, if we call them hybrid on the show.
Yeah.
Like a girl that's like Yoruba. And they say Nigerian origin, but obviously whether you grew up in the UK or whatever, it's like Nigerian origin. Yeah.
So hybrid.
So we call them the hybrids. The hybrids.
So you like a woman that has a bit of both?
I mean, I don't. When it comes to women, I don't really look at like where they originate from, but
it's just about you.
They're just special, anyways.
Yeah, they're wonderfully made.
There's something I wanted to ask quickly. How does it work with you and Lena? The partnership, because I know how does the partnership work?
Because I know humans are like the hardest people to deal with.
I think
I can see all the back and forth. I
mean, like me and Lena, like I think that we've worked together for so long. It's almost sometimes like a brother and sister thing where like we'll argue over things, but we are both working towards the same goal. So, and even when we disagree or we argue, it's always I respect her knowledge and she respects my knowledge. So it's always like we respect each other's opinions. We're very communicative. So we're able to kind of have these discussions and work together in that way. I've found that. So like I said, I've had a background as a musician and I've had a background like in business before.
Yeah.
So I've kind of had my own experience in marketing and stuff like that. However, Lena is the marketing manager. So even when we disagree, when it comes to things related to marketing, I will usually 9 times out of 10 take her counsel like as okay, cool, like fine. Do you know what I mean? So we kind of, and then vice versa when it comes to like operationally or like product development and that kind of stuff, it flips. So we're kind of able to work together in that way because we in that we understand, okay, this is your strength and this is my strength, or this is what you're taking lead on and this is what I'm taking lead on. And so even when we disagree, it's like, okay, unless it's something that I really, really feel strongly about, 9 times out of 10, like it'll be Lena's decision. So even when I disagree, she'll fight me on it anyway.
She'll still find a way. I mean,
so yeah.
Most times I feel like in a partnership, if there's like a conviction, if one person has a conviction that something will actually work,
yeah,
they would have to like fight to make sure that becomes reality.
Yeah, and I think because it's like I said, it's myself and Lena for the most part. We're working towards the same goal, and we do have the investor that I mentioned earlier, who's also like a very good strategic counsel. So they'll basically, you know, if there is anything that me and Lena can't agree on or can't get on the same page about, we have a sounding board that can help us there as well. But in general, like I said, we've worked together for years now. So we work.
Yeah, I saw the Instagram picture. We'll put it up. You guys go way back.
Way back.
Aaron, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Fun Friday evening in London. Very good, unique, eye-opening conversation. Don't forget to treat your hair like a plant.
Yeah,
yes, don't forget. That's one of the things I've taken away. Treat it like a plant. Don't neglect it.
Nurture it, care for it. Use the right product.
Use the right products. Honestly, use the right products, man.
There's something we always do.
Alcohol.
Hey. So before we've got this board, this is from all of our guests. Sign or just drop a message or whatever.
And then we initiate you
into the gang
of Lagos and London.
Okay.
And whilst Aaron is signing that, guys, don't forget you can listen on audio streaming platforms, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts,
everywhere. And don't forget, like, subscribe,
hey guys,
share.
I was almost running away. And the official gear for Lagos Meets London.
You know this.
As you can see, this
100.
is Adakbo Clothing.
You know this.
Adakbo Clothing is a clothing brand, streetwear clothing brand that infuses the Yoruba culture and urban culture. Sure. So check them out, Adakbo. They're on Instagram. Their products are very nice, smell nice,
affordable,
very affordable,
very affordable.
Shipped to everywhere in the world. And
everywhere.
Just use the discount code Dangote.
Dangote.
Dangote. Still they find money. Thank you very much, Aaron. We really appreciate you being here with us today.
And we learned a lot from you.
Yeah, learned quite a lot. So guys, so what we say is Lagos meets London, and then you have to say Wahala. Do you know what Wahala means?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Like problem.
Problems. All right, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Aaron, Lagos meets London.
Wahala.
Speak soon, guys. Yeah, cheers.
All right, thank you, guys.